it's time for Talking Guitars and More, Episode 12, Guitar Showcase. What's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday to you. Happy Saturday. Well, we're here for another fun-filled episode of Talking Guitars and More, Episode 12. Wow. Time goes by fast. And we've got some wonderful people here. Here we go. First up, Mr. Larry Riker. There he is.
What's up, everybody?
The man,
How
the
we
myth,
doing?
the legend. Hey, man.
What's up, Joe?
Good to see you, man.
You too.
Nice to see you. I'm glad you're here, man. I'm glad. There's Noah. Look at him. All right.
We got Noah's here, too.
Good deal, man. And our next awesome person up is Mr. Andrew Knox. There he is, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up,
From
everybody?
the Sunshine State.
Yeah. Doing all kinds of Florida down here.
All kinds of Florida. Oh, man. And also, we have Mr. Jimmy Biter. What's up, Jimmy?
What's up, people? Me.
How you doing, man? It's good to see you. Thanks for being here, Mr. Biter.
Yeah,
We had a
glad to be
great
here.
conversation earlier this week.
Yeah,
It was
we
awesome,
talked like
man.
3 hours or something like
Yeah,
that.
we talked for a long time.
Cars are running into my yard. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, we was on the phone, and he's like, somebody just ran into my yard. I was like, what? And we also have Mr. Ted Fair, but I think he's having technical difficulties. I'll bring him in just to check, and we'll see. Nope, it don't look like he's got it straightened
The
out
Wheel
yet.
of Death.
We'll check him back in a little bit, Mr. Ted Fair. If he gets straightened out, we'll bring him back in. But man, thank y'all for being here. Been looking forward to today's show. Doing these every other week is nice, but then it gets kind of, sometimes I feel like, man, I wish I could do them every weekend, but I don't want to get back into that. I did that for a long time, and it's nice to have that weekend where you're not committed to anything. Just kind of do what you want, right?
Oh, yeah.
So let's see. I'm going to go around the board here and see what's been happening with everybody. Let everybody give their piece or say their piece. All right, Larry, you're up first, man. What's been happening with you?
Hey, what's going on? I'm a super happy 49ers fan here.
Oh, that's good, man.
Going to the Super Bowl next weekend.
Oh, I see.
So.
Speaking of out of the loop, I didn't even know that. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't watch sports, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm a 49ers fan, but whatever.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all
What
right.
else? I don't know. I'm way behind on NAM videos. I watched like 2.
I have not watched not one. I have
So
not watched one.
Yeah, I watched a piece of 2.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's new. I have no idea. So, I don't know.
Yeah. We can get into that in a second.
Yeah.
I can give my 2 cents about that. Mr. Andrew Knox, sir, how have you been, man?
I've been all right. Just down here doing the thing. I'm also not a sports fan, so I have no input on that. But good luck, Larry. Hope your 49ers do it.
Yeah.
And that's really all I got. I also have not looked at any NAM things. I mean, I had so many YouTube notifications, and I was like, ugh, I can't even go there right now. But I've seen some stuff that's coming out, and I'll throw my 2 cents also. A lot of artist stuff.
Right. That's cool. All right, let's see. We got Mr. Larry Biter, man. How have you been doing?
Larry.
Jimmy.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jimmy.
that's
I'm
okay.
looking at the screen. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry. Mr. Jimmy Biter, how are you doing, man?
Oh, not too bad. Just, I guess, living the dream, working my ass off during the week and enjoying the spring-like conditions that we've had here in the last week and a half. It was like 51 here on Friday.
Oh, wow.
Everything's melting. I wish I could go snowmobiling. But there's no
Oh,
snow.
wow.
I mean, I work up at the ski resort, and comparatively, last year we had a total snow accumulation of 32 feet.
Yeah.
Up at that elevation, and this year so far we've may have had 3 feet. So I'm looking forward to the wildfires and the burning eye.
And where are you, Jimmy?
Bozeman, Montana.
Well, Montana, yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Are you up there with that Gibson acoustic shop, aren't you?
Yep.
Cool.
Never been there.
Man, Lord of mercy.
No, we can't get there.
Oh, man. Well, that's good, man. Jimmy, tell us, give the audience some more info about yourself. What is it you like to do, man? I know we talked about it on the phone, but with the guitar stuff and everything, I know you like to kind of build your own stuff at times.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of, if you want something, is a lot of times you just got to make it yourself. And it's been the case with me where, lots of manufacturers, they put out cool stuff, but, I'm looking for particular things that they don't necessarily do. And I'm not looking to spend, several thousand on a custom shop guitar. I'm all about doing this, on something of a budget. So, from, I started playing back in '87. And, played for a while, was in a few bands, and, then, the wife and kid thing happened, and of course sometimes you got to put stuff to the side, and the guitar thing was one of them, and then I got back into it, and over the last 15 years I've been like really, really into it, and so I basically have built the guitars I've always wanted.
Nice.
And there's lots of parts out there to be had. Acquired a lot of stuff when around the economic downturn of around 2009, and everybody was selling their stuff for dirt cheap, so I acquired a bunch of stuff, mainly PV guitars, because you couldn't give those things away 10, 12 years ago, and nobody wanted them, and they were dirt cheap. And I was like, well, that's perfect. They're perfect platforms to, a lot of them were super nice guitars, and I was like, well, I'm going to make them mine. And so doing things like, swapping necks out between the different models, between PV lines, or it's like, PV was really in with Kaler, and it's well built stuff, but it didn't feel right to me. So I was like, well, I can change that. I've been in the construction biz for a couple decades now, and pretty good at hacking up wood. So I'm not afraid to take a router to a guitar.
There you go.
Or modify it in a way, Yeah, most of the time it's not reversible, but I really have no intentions of ever selling guitars. So I was like, yep, we'll do it. Make them mine. So
how many would you say you had?
How many guitars I currently have?
Yes.
It's like 65.
Dang, that's nice, man.
Hey,
Nice.
we need to just start our own chat. They can go him and Joe can go on for that.
Yeah, that's
I'm
nice.
a rook.
So, but the working on the guitars thing, it's really, it's a hobby, and it's also a passion. I just love ever since I was a kid, and heard an electrified, electric guitar, like it's like how is Metallica doing that, or
Right.
So I've always been fascinated with the sounds that you can get with an electric guitar. It's an amazing thing to me, or standing in front of a speaker cabinet that's pushing a ton of air, and just to feel it, and it's like, yeah, it doesn't get any better than that.
Very cool. Blue jeans start flapping. You're like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Oh God. Yeah, I got since the last time we talked, Jimmy, I went ahead and ordered some more. I talked about putting in pickups some Guitar Fetish in a couple of my guitars, right?
Sure.
Because it's all just kind of a plug and play kind of deal. You don't have to really solder anything, because Lord knows I can't do that to save my life. So, but ordered some 3 single coils for this kind of cheapo Strat I've had for a long, long time, and yeah, they're like a Hot Rails single coils, and got that and ordered everything, and it should be delivered. I'd say maybe Tuesday, all the hardware and stuff. So hopefully I'll go live and put that together if everything works well, like I did putting that neck on the fakie the other week. So yeah, hopefully
I enjoyed that, man. I like watching.
Yeah, I've been putting up different stuff, and I didn't know what people like. We got Mr. Ted back. Let's see if he's got it going on. Let's see. Hey, Ted, can you hear us?
Yes, sir, I can, finally.
Oh, there he is. There we go.
All right, man.
Hey, man,
Got
you
it.
made it.
Yeah. You know what, man? After everything you said, I should have just used my cell phone, man.
Yeah, that's always the easiest way when you're a newbie at this stuff. The smartphone's the easiest way. Yeah.
Oh, man. Tell me about it.
Well, welcome to the show, Mr. Ted. Tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Better late than never. Tell us what's been going on.
Sure, yeah. I live down in Southern California. I work in healthcare. I'm what's known as an occupational therapist.
Okay.
So I have my own business. I pretty much work with people with like shoulder, elbow, wrist, hand, finger injuries,
Right.
things of that sort. So it's kind of funny. I had probably 4 patients over the last week. They told me, hey, man, all I want to do is play guitar.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, nobody wanted to go back to work. They all wanted to play guitar. So,
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
I like it.
yeah,
I need a note. I need a note.
I need to know.
right.
It's a Ted.
Oh, seriously.
Larry cannot return.
That's right, right.
More guitar therapy. There you go. Yeah, that's
So, yeah, this is since the new year, man. We've just been slammed with work. This is probably the second day I've had off since Christmas time. So, big shortage in healthcare workers right now for sure.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Huh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank God for y'all, man. That's y'all do an excellent job, and it's it takes a special person to do that job. I know that.
Yeah, well, thanks to guys like you too. I get truck deliveries all the time for supplies, man.
Well,
I'd be out of business without you, sir.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of everybody, right, to make the world go
Yes,
around.
sir.
I'll tell you. Mr. Edwin Crane, hey, man, how are you doing? Headstock Harem is in the chat as well. I'm just trying to look at some of this, what's going on here. Of course, Andrew chimed in the chat. That's awesome.
Always lurking it. Always lurking.
That's okay. Let's see.
What's up, Edwin?
Edwin says, you love those 540s, Jimmy?
Not so much the S or the older Sabres, but I love the necks. See some of these guitars that I got here. I transplanted the S540 LTD necks.
Yeah, we
to
were
different
talking about
bodies.
that. Yeah. Very
Great
cool,
necks.
man.
That 88 through 92 era of Ibanez was just fantastic.
Right.
Fantastic
Absolutely.
guitars. I
I agree. 100%, man. Do you have mostly Ibanez? Is that you're pretty much what you have, or is it you have a lot of different kinds?
No, it's mostly Ibanez and PV, and I do have Charvel, Jackson, Schecter, a couple off things. I have some older Matsumoku stuff.
Okay.
Araya Pro 2, Revelation, and I'm probably forgetting some because it's it's like Christmas every time I go into the guitar closet. It's like, oh
Isn't that
shit,
a good
I didn't realize I forgot I had this.
Ain't that a good feeling?
Yeah.
Mr. R2 R3 Locking Nut, what is going on, man?
Yes, R2.
What's up, brother?
What's up, R2?
What's up? He says. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. That is so cool. That's something that I've always loved is just having a variety of guitars to choose from, and just kind of say, which one I want to play today? I don't know. And then, I don't know. I think that's fun. So, Mr. Ted, what you got there, man?
Well, this is kind of like what you got going on with that tide pool. This is just
Yeah.
like a Japanese body
Nice.
on here. So it came with Floyd Rose special on it. I didn't really care for it, so
Yeah.
I switched it up to a German. And
There
the
you
humbucker
go.
was really, really weak, and so I put a DiMarzio Super Distortion in it.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean,
Nice.
probably between that, the Wolfgang, and the JB, it's one of my favorite pickups. So,
Yeah. That's nice,
Right
man.
on.
Now, how long have you had that?
man, I've had this probably about 3 years.
Okay, not long. Okay.
I just got it off Reverb. Some of it, seems like the Japanese stuff is really hard to find, in the
I can
States.
imagine. Yeah.
I mean, they seem to do limited runs, and you can find the Mexican stuff all day long, but it's this Japanese stuff, man. It's kind of a hard find, but the quality is bar none. I'd say it's on par with the U.S. stuff.
Right. Yeah, it's great. I love the Japanese stuff. R2 makes a comment I agree with. Floyd Rose Special should be banned. I agree.
They
I
don't
agree.
belong on $1,000 Fender.
No.
That's for damn sure.
They sure don't, man.
They don't. Garbage.
They sure don't, brother. I tell you, the Tide Pool, I was playing it and had one of those strings pop out like what R2 was talking about a couple of weeks ago at the saddle insert. And I said, okay, it's got to go. So I took that off and put on a Godo, 1996 Godo, Floyd Godo, and it's
Nice.
That's the shit, man.
it's so much better now. It's so
yeah.
smooth. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to have a German Floyd, but I remember talking with Andrew about this too, and I was like, yeah, really, for the money, you just can't beat that Godo, man. It's just the thing
I
that
agree.
sells me on it, the thing that sells me on it the most is the tremolo arm. You can just pop it right in there, and you can tighten that little Allen screw just a little bit, and you can move it, up and down, and the collar won't get loose like it would on a traditional. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that
If that makes any sense.
torque
And,
nut on the Floyd Rose is infuriating. It's like, who thought this was a good idea? But in defense of them,
Yeah.
is that was actually guitar players, because the original
Right.
Floyd Rose had that 2-piece jam nut with the little nylon washer under the upper part of the
Right.
assembly, and you had to have a wrench. And it's like nobody's like, oh, I have to have a wrench. So they changed it because everybody
Right.
was complaining. And it's like, this is worse.
Yeah.
I've never found one that I've liked. It's just annoying. So I just take them out. And I'll put something else in there. It's just like,
Yeah.
I wish Godo would just sell that little assembly separately,
Yeah.
so that you could
Yeah.
retrofit it into different other bridges.
That is a fantastic idea. Yeah. Man.
The thing I liked about the Godo was the threads are on the inside of the bar.
Yes.
So you can still
Yep.
screw it
Yes.
in there. But
Yep, you can adjust your
yeah, it's
height
not coming out.
with that.
Yeah, it's not coming out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I like too. It's I didn't know that for a while until somebody in the chat a while back told me that it was threaded in the arm, and I didn't see that for the longest time, and I thought, what? And I remember I popped it out and I looked and I said, well, dang, they're right. It was
Oh, wow.
threaded.
That was me, Joe.
I thought it was. I was going to say that. And I was like, was that Jimmy that said that? Well, I don't know. I'm batting 0 for 100 tonight, so I thought I'd just keep my mouth shut. But I'm glad you said it. So, sitting there trying to run everything here, and I'm forgetting people's names and calling people the wrong name and trying to show the chat. And
We got you, buddy. We'll make it.
We'll
like-
survive.
Well,
I'm sitting there falling apart. Oh my
I've been
goodness.
called worse, Joe.
Oh man, let's see. I think is this Edwin or who's Edwin says. I realize my RG 550 and my RG 7650 has them. Oh,
That's right.
Yes, they do.
Even as Edge Bridge, all the Edge Bridges are built by Godo.
Yep.
I didn't
They all
know.
have that nylon.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah.
That is nice, man. That is too cool. That's awesome. Let's see. So I put that on the Tide Pool. That's good to go. And I ordered some titanium locking screws. I get them from Amazon because they're just, I've ordered a set and I was like, let me try these out, and they were great. I ordered the gold color and they were fantastic, and haven't had no problem out of them. So I ordered 2 more sets a few nights ago, so that should be here hopefully maybe Monday. So I want to.
You was talking about the German Floyds. You ever thought about a Schaller? Because they make those in the same factory.
I have
I think
not.
they're pretty much the same. I mean, they make them just on different sides of the factory. So
Yeah. No,
I think
haven't.
they're a little easier in price, but I mean, they're still probably more than a Goto would be.
Yeah, I think they're
Oh,
almost
okay.
double, if not more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised with my USA Wolfgang that it doesn't have a German-made one. It's the same. It's the 1000 series, same as on the specials.
Yeah. Isn't that something? I figured they'd
Yeah.
have a little bit better, higher quality of a Floyd on there, but
Yeah,
but
kind of weird.
yeah, I don't know. But okay, so I'm gonna open the door for this here. Has anybody watched anything about to do with Nam? I have not. I haven't watched anything. Has anything caught anybody's attention or?
No,
Yeah, I watched a couple things.
Anyway.
Oh, did you? What was it? What was it that you looked at? What was it?
For me, or
Yeah, you, Mr. Fair. I'm sorry.
yeah. So no worries. Yeah, I mean that new Dave Friedman amp. It looks like he's going back to vintage stuff. It's like a plexi with a master volume in it. That looked really cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So,
Nice.
but NAMM has changed. I mean, it's probably 99% YouTubers there now.
I can imagine.
So, yeah, it's
I
a
can
mess. It's a hot mess there.
I can imagine. I remember we were talking about that a little while ago, or before we went live here, and for me, man, I used to kind of like looking at that on YouTube years ago, and I don't know, man. The past couple of years, I have no interest in it. Like you said, it's all YouTubers there, and everybody. I think it's more of a how do I say like it's some kind of clique you need to be in to be accepted.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
I can't get down with that, man. I'm like, really, come on, man.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like everybody knows everybody, and you see the guy out on the street the next day, and you don't know him from Adam. It's like popularity contest.
Yeah.
Talking about an event that was, specifically for, manufacturers and buyers.
Right.
And now it's just basically open to the public.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, Gibson did their own event that night at the garage, I think, for their stuff. Like they didn't go to NAMM at all. I mean, they just did their own little thing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh.
they
Wow.
didn't care.
It's not-
And like I said, every thumbnail I've seen has been some kind of artist model. All of Ernie
Yeah.
Ball Music Man's, the Tim Henson one. I saw a lot of those thumbnails. That god awful razor blade thing that they have.
Oh,
With MGK or whatever that is. But I mean, that's really all I've seen. I did hear something about the Friedman amps though, Ted, and that would be something really cool to check out because they make some really good amps.
Absolutely.
Like I know Andertons did like their Little Sister and Pink Taco, and both of those sounded so good on the video, and I've never played one.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I have.
Yeah,
never-
it's really hard to go to NAMM, as you're probably well aware. Try to play something with all that background noise, Everything sounds like a Boss Metal Zone to me when I'm in there. So.
Sounds like Guitar Center on a busy day.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never been to NAMM or nothing like that. I mean, there's been a few guitar shows, if that's what the right name, in Spartanburg and stuff years ago. My son and I would go to those like every other year, and it's kind of like a mini NAMM, but it's you don't have to be in no clique to go to it. You can just show up and pay to park and go in there, and it was okay. I don't know. I guess kind of the same thing. It's just not as big, but I won't never forget when I went to one of those guitar shows one time, and this guy had a table set up, and he had, guitars and all these cool accessories, and he had these packs of, actually a whole box of D'Addario strings, man. And I remember I looked at the gauge, and I was like, ooh, 9-42, and I looked at the price. I said, is that the right price for that whole box of strings? He goes, yeah, that's right. And it was dirt cheap, man. I thought maybe something was wrong with the strings, or maybe some were missing or something. He said, no, they're $6 per pack. And he had his like a thing on each table had like a little mini placard where they're from, what state they're from, and what store they represent, or the name of their store. And it was like, I don't know, like $20, and for like 10 or 12 packs of strings or something. And I was like, sold, man. I gave him the money.
Wow, that's cheap.
And yeah, it was cheap, all right. And I ended up getting home, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna put some of these strings on, man, brand new strings. And went ahead and was taking them out, and I unwound them, and I said, what the heck is going on here? And what I didn't pay attention to is those strings were made for a Steinberger guitar, so they were all the same length.
No.
Yeah, and I said, oh my God. So I couldn't use none of them, so I had to throw them all away. And I didn't see that on the thing. It was like the small words says for Steinberger guitars. I didn't see that.
Are those the strings with the double ball ends on them?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And I was like, oh God. And then I remember I went to another one of those shows. I don't know, I guess it's about a year or something later. And there was this guy that was there. I remember seeing him there 2 years in a row. And he had these two big tables put together. And it was back in the VHS days when everybody still had VCRs, And he had all these concerts on tape, had the labels on there, you could, whatever band you want, man, Quiet Riot, Judas Priest, you name it. And they had, of course, Van Halen. And so I bought two of them. And what I didn't realize is it was the same tour, but it was two different, this tape was from this city and this one was from this other city, but it was a Diver Down tour, which hell, I didn't care, but and I was like, okay, cool. And then I went back the third year I went back, and he wasn't there. And I was like, where's the guy that sells all the concerts, man? I was wanting to maybe buy one, and I heard somebody say, yeah, he got arrested because he couldn't, you couldn't do that. He was copying them and selling them. He was making all those copies at his house and putting those stickers on and taking them to the guitar show and selling them, and he got his butt lit up, buddy. But yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I've never been to NAMM. Never have. I don't know. I think it's just blown out of proportion.
It wasn't open to the public, like it was for dealers.
That's what I heard. Yeah, and it was like you need to know somebody to get that little lanyard or something. And
yeah, I'm thinking since the pandemic, maybe the past year or two, that it's been open to anybody like that just pays the money.
Oh, okay.
With a lot of the bigger companies like Gibson and Fender not going anymore, they're upping the price on the tickets. So what used to cost, maybe $20 if you knew somebody, they're $100 a piece, so they're trying to make up that lost revenue, I have to assume. So.
Wow. I didn't know Gibson and Fender. I didn't know they didn't go anymore. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they're long gone. I don't think they've been there for maybe 2 or 3 years now in a row. 2 years.
Wow. Man.
So.
Well, I know Andrew said Gibson didn't go just a minute ago, but I didn't know that they hadn't been in a while. I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, a lot of it now is like Fender, PRS, Taylor, all those. You can buy those direct, from the.
Right.
They don't need to go. They have their dealers, and you can just go online and buy them direct if you want to. So there's really no need to.
Yeah.
There's no need.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's what it is. If people like to go, I'm not dogging it. I'm just saying for me, it's just never been for me.
Yeah. I could make a Gibson joke, but maybe Gibson spent all their money on lawyers.
Right.
While in the box, hey man, he says, "Hey Joe and gang, what's going on?"
What's up, Wally?
Hey Johnny, what's going on, Johnny Bean? How you doing?
Johnny,
my man, nice to see you.
Johnny
Well,
was
that's a guy that goes to he goes to NAMM a lot.
He goes to NAMM all the time. Yeah,
all the time.
Yeah, he loves it there. But he don't live far from it either.
Jeff
So.
Liberty.
That's who I watch. I watch Johnny go.
Yeah, I just watch other people.
He was live streaming there.
Yeah, he can have it. I don't.
Yeah, it's hard.
I
That's
couldn't
hard.
stand it. And
That's
and
hard.
everybody gets back from that, and it'll be sick. You ever notice that? People
Right.
get sick when they get back. I'm just
Man.
like,
Anthrax.
yeah. I don't want nothing to do with that. And I just got over being sick at Christmas, and man, I don't want to. Jim Guidry, what's up, my man? How are you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
He says, "Hey Joe, Jimmy, Andrew, Larry, and everyone, Mr. Ted there. Cool."
That's what I clicked in on Johnny one day. He was already live, and I flipped it on, and he goes, "Oh man, that guy coughed. I had to get out of there."
Good luck. Good luck.
I was like, "Yep, that sounds like Nam."
Too late.
Yeah, that's just, man.
Probably two of the most kind of approachable, nice all-around guys I've met there in the past is Philip McKnight and Steve from Boston, I believe.
Yeah.
Really, really super sweet guys, very approachable, no
Nice.
ego, no nothing, really, really sweethearted guys. So
Yeah, Philip seems like the kind of guy that would be easy to talk to. That's the impression I get watching his videos. Yeah.
Steve went this year. I noticed that.
Oh, did he?
I didn't watch it yet, but I seen it pop through my feed that he was there.
yeah. With Philip is you'll talk to him and maybe you just want to say hi, and that guy it's so social, you'll before you know it, you're talking to him for 30 minutes, an hour,
I think
He's
that's
just-
great, man.
He's
Yeah,
just a great guy, yeah.
that's great that somebody takes the time to talk with you like that. 'Cause his
Absolutely.
channel is huge, man. He's got a huge
I
channel.
mean, he really is a guitar nerd because he will talk to you for hours.
Yeah,
He will.
That's cool.
He
man.
will. He's a cool dude.
Yeah,
knows
that's
it.
awesome.
he knows how to build them from the ground up.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Really cool, man. Really cool. Well, let's see. Has anybody been? I jammed. Believe it or not, I jammed before we went live. I actually went live on Facebook, played a few songs just to play. Has anybody been jamming today? Doing anything?
Yeah, I've been working on a tune for OU812 for their community.
Oh, yeah.
Drop C community.
Oh wow.
Where everybody's getting the down tune bug now, so we're gonna
Oh wow.
bust some stuff out with Drop C guitars tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
That's
Very cool.
fun.
That's cool, man. That's cool. What time do they go on?
3:00. Well, at my time it's 3:05.
Okay. All right. So that'd be 4:05 my time, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mountain.
Nice. Okay, I have to check that out. Anybody else?
I have not played today. at
Okay.
all. I've been boring.
Just
We
a
usually
little.
do our Saturday running around, so
Oh, I get it. Yeah, I had to do a lot of that yesterday and this afternoon, and so I came in here and I said, all right, I'm gonna play a few of these songs, go over them a little bit, and then go live on Facebook, see if that's not a train wreck too. But it was okay. It was all right, man. I did a test run last night, man, and it was so funny. I sat there and did a couple of songs, and thank God it was unlisted. And I got finished, and I cut everything off, and I went to go lay down, and I put on my earbuds, and there was nothing. There was nothing. I was like, what the hell's going on? And all you could hear was it was like somebody had a microphone right here, and all you could hear was tink, 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 just the guitar strings. And I'm like, oh my God, that looks so weird. I'm sitting there playing, and you can't hear it, not a thing. But come to find out, I had to reboot the whole system. And I was like, oh man. So technology, man, when it works, it's wonderful. When it doesn't, it's a nightmare. Man.
I was jamming up here. I have a lot of my gear up here in the office. I have to wait till noon because they're right next door to me. There's a pharmacy, and if I start laying into a 50, 100-watt amp,
Yeah.
their pharmacy hours, I'll be knocking all the pill bottles off the shelves over there.
Why are these in the floor? I don't know.
Right.
When I left yesterday, everything was in order, but people coming to
Crazy.
work, everything's in the floor.
And
What the hell happened here?
Enough,
The pills getting mixed up from the shaking.
That's right.
how
right,
is
who's
it that
popping pills
Advil
on
and
the job?
aspirin sales go up during that time?
That's right.
aspirin sales go up. Yeah, there you go.
Nah, I'm
that's
kidding.
that's a trip. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, you don't want to be mixing Viagra with aspirin or any of that. Or whatever.
Oh Lord.
Who don't? Who don't?
Well, at least your guitar won't fall down.
That's right.
Oh man. Oh, there you go. Lord of mercy. Woo.
I caught the end of your live, Joe.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, man.
Yeah, sounds good. Purple Rain. Purple Rain. I caught.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I played Computer Blue, Prince, of course, and I played Home Sweet Home, Motley Crue, and then Purple Rain. So yeah, I played those, and yeah, it is okay. I don't know. I feel that if I just kind of put myself on the spot like that, I think it kind of, I don't know. I think it over time, I think it just makes you better. Kind of put yourself on the spot. And don't get me wrong. There's been plenty of those times I've done it, and it was just a nightmare. And I was like, well, okay. The good thing about that, you can just go on the social and just delete it. Just like, no, I'll just go ahead and delete it, whatever, and try again some other time. But it's fun when it works. I can't be in a band, man. I can't. Where else am I going to play live at? Nowhere.
Right.
I can't go anywhere and perform.
YouTube's the best place.
Same here.
I mean, I would love to, but
I just play along with MP3s, so
nothing wrong with that.
I'm in Guns N' Roses and Van Halen, AC/DC. I'm in them anytime I want to, and I don't have to go anywhere.
That's it. Things are so much different now. I mean, back in the days when everybody was in a band, I mean, it was all fun. It was great. Don't get me wrong, but the older I've gotten, I'm like, you know what? I'm not worried about that no more. I just don't have the time either. But
Yeah.
I do miss it, though. I'm not going to tell you a lie. I do miss it.
I miss the playing. I don't miss the loading and unloading. And,
Oh, God. Yeah.
Dealing with drunk people and
Yeah.
dealing with drunk band members and stuff like that. I don't miss that part, but I do miss the feeling of playing, in person in front of people.
Yeah. There's nothing like it, man. Yeah. Jamming with your bandmates and just, oh, man, the drums are behind you and just everything's clicking. Man, there's nothing like it.
Great.
The guys the last band I was in, I remember the bass player, we'll call each other from time to time, a few times a year. That's about it. The other guys I don't really talk to as much. And it's just weird how things just change. Guys move away, and some guys get divorced and remarried, and just life. It's just life, But that's just the way it is. So I find Jimmy and I talked about this when we talked that night, that it's just so much easier just to plug in and jam along like he's going to do tomorrow with Ryan's channel. Just going to jam out, man, and have a good time. Not have to go anywhere. Edwin Crane says, breaking down is the hard thing. Getting all the gear broke down. I always found setting it up and taking down was the parts I didn't like. But I don't know. Then you got.
Yeah, I just wound up leaving some of my gear with some of the guys I used to jam with, because you learn real quick breaking that stuff down and setting it up. It always seems like the guitar player is the guy that's going to take the longest. Setting up the pedals, getting the amp going and everything, getting your tone and getting all that locked in. So
yeah.
I mean, now you just bring a quad cortex or a HeadRush, right?
That's it.
exactly.
Hey, Miss Lynn from Facebook, how are you doing? Thanks for jumping in. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you.
So I did buy an interesting bridge today.
Oh, you did? Okay.
So, if you guys familiar with tremoline?
No. Mm-mm.
No.
So it's a super low profile locking bridge.
Oh.
Everything, it's made out of stainless steel.
Okay.
It lacks the tail of your typical Floyd Rose. So it's all contained. It's just, it's basically just the front block of a Floyd is about the size, and it's just missing the the back end part, the fine tuners and all that.
Okay.
So it's like, well, but I just pulled the trigger on one because, okay, that looks interesting, and I have a I have a guitar a project that I'm currently working on that is be like, okay, that seems like been looking for a bridge solution for it. And I was like, well, we're going to give it a whirl. Yeah, I'll find something to put it in if it doesn't work.
Oh yeah.
Would it fit in like a fender body, like a non-routed?
So I'm not sure about like the top mounted application. I think it can be done. But I don't know. It's like completely engineered different. I mean, still uses the same fulcrum style, sitting on posts and all that, but the whole back end of it is completely different.
Wow.
Kind of sounds like Vega trim to me. It's similar to that.
Kind of similar. I mean, it's Tremoline, TREMOLIN.
Okay.
Larry, get on it.
I already am. I already am.
Oh, here we go. Let's pull it up here. There we go. That's it, right there. Okay.
Oh, cool. It looks like kind of like a block on like a Floyd.
Oh, that's neat.
I've never heard of this brand. Okay.
It looks like
they've been around for a minute. I mean, the thing was, I bought a black one it was $250, and I was like, okay, I'll pull the trigger on $250 and just to, check out something different. And
Yeah.
I'll find a use for it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But all stainless steel. It's got you can.
Oh, it looks
adjust the height
solid,
of that
though.
block
Yeah.
on the back. So you don't have to, take it apart and put a different size block on it. It's like,
Nice.
Oh, well, I need a 37 millimeter block, and this one's got a 32. So you can just stack the little plates on and get the right height out of it.
Oh, okay.
What do those run?
I paid $250 for the unit, and it was like $35 shipping because I think they're manufactured in Bulgaria.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, it's not like I'm running out of stuff to do in here.
I'll tell you,
seems
to me
like
it
an
looks
interesting
a lot.
piece.
To me, it looks a lot higher quality than Floyd Rose. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on Joe Wick's project.
Oh, dude, you say what you want. I don't care.
There is
But they
nothing
look-
stamped or cast about them. They are every part and piece are machined out of billet stainless steel.
Golly.
Yeah, that looks solid as rock there.
Now, does it? Okay, it does come with the lock and nut. I see. Okay.
Yep.
Now, would that fit on a standard like R3?
So you can buy. They have all the sizes like R2, R3, R4.
Okay.
Different
There
radiuses:
you go, right here.
12, 16, 10.
Thank you, Larry. Okay, yeah.
They can either be rear mount or top mount.
That's so weird looking at that, and it's that kind of money, and there's no fine tuners on it. That's
Well, there is that you really can't see them.
oh, okay.
So they're in the same spot. On this, I guess their complaint with this version has been because you have to have an Allen wrench to do the tuning, which is I don't care. I've got wrenches on the back of my thing, or just use a hex hider
Yeah.
right on your tuner, and then you can just use that to tune.
That's
so I guess
true.
they're working on something because everybody's like, well, we want to be able to use our fingers, and it's like, well,
Yeah.
I'd rather have that because I love the whole, super flat, low profile.
That is something, yeah. I'll be glad when you get it and get it installed. I want to hear what you think about it,
I
man.
wouldn't mind seeing it.
Yeah.
Seeing that in action, yeah. I'm curious now.
It's like a
That's cool.
well-engineered piece. I mean, so it's like, okay, I'll try it. It was either that or another Ibanez Edge Pro.
Right.
So
Right.
it's like- and when it comes
I
to
see
the
'em now.
to the Ibanez Edge bridges, I'm kind of like opposite of everybody. Is I like the Edge Pro, followed by the Low Pro, and then the original. I mean, I'll use all three. I've got all three, and they're all great bridges. But if you're gonna give me a choice, I'm gonna go with that Edge Pro every time.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
Oh, there they are.
I never heard of that. That's cool.
So we'll see. And I did buy an extra R3 neck because I was telling when we were talking, Joe, is I had the
Yes.
Ibanez neck that showed up, and it's a
Yeah.
12-inch radius fingerboard, and it has a 16-inch radius nut on it, and it doesn't work. So
Right. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna. I was like, well, I'll just buy it. It's a stainless steel nut, and so I just bought it. I'm gonna mount it.
There
on
you go.
So that I got the right radius nut up for that neck because because I really need that guitar to work. I mean, because it's a, it's my
Yeah.
George Lynch Sunburnt Tiger
Right.
body that's
Right.
gonna get it. I put a Ibanez Wizard neck on it from a S540.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's an 87, and I didn't realize that, because I was just assuming stuff, and every time Jim's assumed stuff is, well, oops. And so I thought it was going to be a 16-inch radius, and it's a 12-inch radius, and it's like, okay, well, I can make that work. That's fine. I just got to, I just need to deal with that nut, and then re-radius the bridge. The guitar has a Goto 1996 in it. So I'll just re-radius the bridge with, the shims. And that guitar will be a 12-inch radius.
Nice. Golly, man. Now, any of those guitars behind you, did you put different necks on those and do stuff?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
1, 2, 3 of them on there. So you probably,
Oh, look at this.
this one here. So this is a PV Wolfgang body, PV standard. So it's carved top.
Right.
So the bridge and tailpiece are from a PV Forenza, because those Forenza guitars were built at the Leaksville plant right alongside all the Wolfgangs. So a guitar sacrificed its its bits to make this one happen because the bridge and the tailpiece are routed down into the body.
Right.
Which I love because I like keeps the pickups nice and lower in the body.
Yeah.
Keeps that neck heel smaller.
There you go.
And so I purchased this body, which was like $225.
Oh.
And then
Where did you get the body at?
I bought it when PV was having their auction when they started fire selling all their stuff out of their warehouses out of Meridian.
I forgot about that.
And they I mean the amount of stuff they had was unreal. And I mean it was everything that you could think of. I mean I didn't even realize that PV made drum sets. I was like,
Wow.
Wow.
Drums?
I didn't know that either.
So the neck is a Wolfgang standard. It's a roasted maple Wolfgang standard.
Okay.
Fits right in the pocket. And so it's like, oh, perfect. I really like the Wolfgang standard necks. Some of them are ugly as sin, but they sound really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I love
And
that.
they're bomber necks. I mean,
Now, was that one of the Stratosphere purchases, that neck
Yep.
there? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, and this one was, I mean, it was great. I mean, it just bolted it right on.
That's
And,
awesome.
I mean, it's got some, it probably won't, I mean, it's got a little bit of flaming on the back
Looks good, man.
of the neck.
Well, is that a roasted neck? Looks roasted.
Yep,
Yeah, it looks like, yeah.
yep.
Beauty.
I have maybe in a future show is, I'll break out some of my other ones that on there. I have a oops from the EVH factory where they over roasted a neck and it's like super dark. It's super
Wow.
dark.
Yeah.
It's like chocolate brown.
Wow.
And then you can't even see it. They put black inlays,
Oh.
fret markers in it, and you can't even see them.
Oh, man.
Oh wow, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I've noticed on my PV that it's got new old stock stamped NOS on a lot of the parts in there.
Yep.
So it must have been a lot of leftovers from
Yep.
when they were making the EVHs. So
I can't. I mean, the amount of stuff that PV had, it was so unreal. It was. I mean, just imagine the biggest warehouse that you can think of, and it was just full I mean,
Wow.
electronics and guitars and guitar parts and I mean everything. And it's like, good thing I'm not there, or I'd have to be renting a semi truck to get it all home.
Well, I have to assume they're not making any guitars anymore, or
Not in the States.
yeah.
So
I
they're
didn't know
building
that
the
either.
HP 2s in Europe.
Czech Republic.
And then they have some Chinese stuff, and which is okay. I mean, I'm not against Chinese guitars. I mean,
No.
No, not either.
I mean that Wolfgang, when the facility when they were building them in Japan, and then that facility burnt down, and they shifted it to China. And it's like, those are great guitars. Ryan from OU812's got one, and it's fabulous. It sounds great. It's like, I mean, you wouldn't even be able to tell that it was made somewhere else. It's not that the Chinese can't build awesome guitars. That most of the times they're asked not to. 'Cause, most of the time it's cheap.
Yeah.
If any of you guys have ever checked out the Eastman guitars made in China, those are, like getting a custom shop guitar here for, a quarter of the price. I mean, the build quality is just, and the components are just top shelf.
Doesn't Andertons own them?
Eastman, no, they're
there's
privately owned. They used to make, or they still do. They started out with stringed instruments, doing a lot of violins and acoustic instruments, and their claim was like nitro varnish on it, like real old school, how they did a lot of the application of the finish on it. So, but they do like ES335 copies, Les Paul Jr. copies, Les Paul copies. I have two of them, and they're just phenomenal guitars.
Oh, he owns East Coast. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
East Coast. Eastman, East Coast.
Okay.
Close. Close enough.
Chapman.
Yeah.
I wonder if they still go to NAMM, Chapman.
They were there.
They
Yeah.
were?
He got in a car accident.
Who?
Rob
Yeah.
Chapman.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Yeah. They rolled his rental car, his wife, and it looked like his friends were in there, and he looked all scratched up when I saw a couple of the videos. So
Oh,
glad
you
he's
mean while he was at
Yeah,
NAMM that happened?
just recently, a few days ago.
Oh, man, I hate to hear that. Damn.
Yeah.
Hope they're all right, man. Golly.
Yeah, he's okay. He looked a couple scratches, but everybody was okay from what I understand.
Oh,
So.
that's good. That's good. Man.
I heard Chapman's making a guitar in conjunction with Styx and Michael Starr from Steel Panther.
What?
Yes, I saw it.
I didn't
I
know
don't remember
that.
what it's called, but yeah, it was nice. It's a purple
It's
guitar.
purple, yeah. It's beautiful.
I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah,
Wow, that's
I'll go with the Bia guitar if I had to choose.
wow.
Yeah,
Music
purple's
Man,
got to be one of the best colors.
Yeah, Rabia's with music, man.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Is that Axis?
Beautiful.
That's an Axis, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a limited run. I think Music Zoo did with their nitro finishes. It's got the licensed Floyd Rose. I don't know if you can see the flame in the neck at this angle,
Oh,
the
yeah.
lighting or whatever. So,
Oh,
but
yeah, I see it. It's beautiful, man.
stainless steel. Yeah, it's definitely a bucket list guitar, and the price was right on Reverb, so I got it about 6 months ago.
Come on down.
Right?
That's awesome, man. Congratulations. I remember when you sent me the picture that I don't know, a month or so ago. And
Yes.
through Messenger, I said, oh, my goodness. It was beautiful, man. Very nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Right on. Yeah, purple's awesome.
I love purple
always a good
guitars,
choice.
man. Yes. Oh, yeah. Man, yeah. Very awesome. R2 said he was going to get one of those at one time. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Nice, man.
I think they're still putting them in with DiMarzio, Eric Norton in the neck, and I can't remember the name of the one in the bridge, but it's pretty much like a Eddie prototype.
Similar, I think, Tone Zone, but I'm not sure if it was that.
Tone Zone. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. That's nice, man. I got a Tone Zone, DiMarzio Tone Zone in the Bumblewolf right there in the bridge. And I love the way that sounds. It sounds
Yeah,
amazing.
great pickup.
Yeah.
Got a little move to it.
I Googled it before I bought it. I Googled. I said, which pickup does DiMarzio make this the hottest one? And that was the first one. It said Tone Zone. I said, oh, okay, sounds good to me, and I love it. It does really good.
Yeah, it's a good way to make a good guitar a great guitar. Just doing a couple simple mods.
Oh man, yeah, absolutely.
I need some DiMarzio. I don't have anything.
Oh, you don't?
Nah, everything comes with so much stuff comes with Duncans now.
Yeah,
Right.
Like almost everything.
Yeah, there's.
I don't know. Maybe who does DiMarzio? Maybe some Ibanez's,
Yeah,
Ibanez.
Yeah.
Schecter maybe.
some higher end Charvel, like the USA type ones. I think maybe. I don't,
I
Yes.
think mostly Charvel's used.
The
Seymour
Phil
Duncan's.
Collins Jackson.
Duncans,
comes
right?
with-
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes with DiMarzio's.
It's just it's not something you see all the time. I always see Duncan, and I'm nothing
Yeah,
against nothing
Yeah,
against them, but-
especially for me. Yeah, out here on the West Coast. I mean, Seymour Duncan's made here, and Ernie Ball strings. So that's all you see over here. I mean, I know on the East Coast, a lot of guys are into the Diodarios and more of the stuff just because they're made over there. So
Yeah. Yeah, I use the strings and I love the Diodario's strings. I've been a Diodario string user for many, many, many years.
You using the which sets are you using, Joe?
9 to 42, the XLs. Yeah.
those are
Just the
great.
straight XLs.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, they're going for a good price compared to. They're less expensive than the Ernie Balls now, so you can see them on Amazon.
That's where I get them. I usually get them I usually get them 10, the 10 pack. I usually buy those. And
There you
works out
go.
pretty good, yeah. Save a few dollars. I mean, not a whole lot, but it's
Yeah.
better than buying a pack here and a pack there. I just get them in bulk. And
I went to the XS
okay.
strings. I mean, yeah, they're expensive, but I mean,
Yeah.
they last a long time, and you don't get that flaky BS.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
mixers,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
on there. I, in fact, think this guitar has
Oh man, that's
Excess.
pretty, man. God,
strings
dog.
on there, and they've been on this guitar for a year, and they still sound great.
Good Lord, look at the
You really got to
flame
beat the
on
shit
that.
out of them to get them to deaden up.
Are they coated? XS?
Yep,
Wow.
yep, and you can't even feel it.
Oh, you can't. Okay.
You can hear that. I'm just running my fingernail across the string, and it's like that. Like it's like there's nothing on there. They got
Yeah,
just a plain string feel to them.
That's beautiful, man. I
Well,
love that.
I was using the other ones you just mentioned, and they would pop out of my
Yeah.
my
saddle
floor-
inserts.
out,
Yeah.
out of the set. They just pop out. The guitar could be sitting there on its own and
Yeah. Tink. Yeah.
pink.
That's why I got
So
rid of it.
I went to non-coated in them. So
And it works now, right?
yeah, but maybe XS is something I can try.
Yeah, you can try it.
They're expensive. I mean, I'm spending probably between $500 to $600 a year on strings.
Yeah.
But I'm always sacrificing sets of strings because doing with my little hobby that I got going on here.
Yeah.
Is that it's like, yep. Well, if I gotta sacrifice strings, I gotta.
Yeah, you'll go
sacrifice
through
them.
some strings
I mean,
doing
I
upgrades.
could
Yeah.
buy sets that are cheaper, but I mean, it's like, well, what if the guitar works perfect the first time out?
Yeah.
That rarely happens.
Yeah.
So
Let's
but this
be
is-
honest.
This is another one of my parts guitars. So
Let me see. Let me present you here. That's gorgeous, man. Look at that.
Yeah.
Beauty.
Is that a
So-
standard or what's going on here?
So this is a PV HP special custom
Oh,
shop body,
dang, man.
and So it's another acquisition from the auction.
Oh,
And I sat on this body for, so it, it's got the the figured maple top with, on a basswood back.
nice.
And I sat on this body for probably 3 years, trying to find the neck meant for the guitar. And finally, I got tired of waiting. I was like, I want to build this guitar. I mean, because it's not even finished. It's just sanding sealer on this body, but it feels so stinking good.
Yeah.
And it's just, so it's like, I'm not doing nothing with it. I mean, it's hard. I mean, I'm not denting that that maple. It's hard.
Right. Wow, that's pretty, man.
So one of the Wolfgang, that I bought this Wolfgang Standard exotic, the Zeracote, and it had and this is the neck that's on this guitar. So that the Wolfgang, it fit right into the neck pocket, and everything was right, and I just had to drill a couple extra holes because it's got the 5
okay.
mounting bolts. But this neck it's once again my camera sucks, but this neck's got this crazy figuring in it. It's like a combination of flame and curly.
Is that a standard neck?
Yep, it's another standard neck.
It looks wide, right? I don't know. It looks wider to me than.
Yeah, it's probably just.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. Yeah,
but it's it's an R2. So I got DiMarzio's, dropped right into it. Evo 2 Air Norton with coil splits.
Nice.
I actually found this is an original Ping made Floyd Rose that PV was originally using with these guitars, and then you go down the road a couple of years, and then they started using a lot of the bridges with the cast plates on them, which I'm not really a big fan of.
right.
But so it's a it's a correct bridge for the body, and the Wolfgang necks. I mean, what can I say? They're great necks.
Yeah.
I mean, they're solid. They don't move, and they got rather decent fretwork on them. I've come across a couple of them that'd be like, it needs a little bit of work, but I mean,
Yeah.
for the price, I mean, it's hard to beat them. They're solid, but I've been playing the hell out of this thing. It's a great guitar.
Looks.
I bet.
It looks solid.
It's nice. Yeah,
it's beautiful,
definitely.
man. That is gorgeous, man.
So and I put it together for less than $900.
There you go.
You can't buy an HP special for I mean,
No,
I've seen some for
$2,800.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean they're expensive, especially if you're looking for a crazy figured top like this. You're going to be paying.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's see what. Let's see. Okay, there you go, Mr. Fair. What you got there, man?
So if there's any love for Gibsons with Floyd Rose on it, this is 2014 Gibson Traditional.
Nice.
It was I found it. It was basically a limited dealer guitar. So certain stores will make limited runs, and anything remotely close to this, you're talking like an Alex Lifeson Access. Yeah, it's $5-6 grand, and this is probably about a third of that. So pick this up, and it's got a German Floyd. It came floating, but I put a trim stop in it, so it's dive only.
Yeah.
57 Classic, 57 Classic Plus.
Nice.
And so I can kind of jam with this thing just for a little variety, having a mahogany body and a maple cap on here. It's definitely got a different thing going on. But the interesting thing about this is I use 10 gauge on here because of the shorter scale. You try putting 9s on here, it's going to be just way too slinky, especially if you're tuning down.
Right.
So, but I don't know if you guys know of the band Black Star Riders, but there's a guitarist named Scott Gorham, and they're a reincarnation of Thin Lizzy. So he's like the original guy. they tour out. He's got a guitar like this. It's just absolutely gorgeous in this kind of wine red with some figuring in it. So
that's beautiful. Yeah.
yeah.
that.
Yeah. I think it's awesome.
Mostly because it has a Floyd in it.
Exactly.
Right. The first guitar player that I recall that had a Gibson with a Floyd was Neil Schon of Journey. That was the first guy I see have that. I was like, wow, I ain't never seen that. I thought some people think it's a cardinal sin. I don't see nothing wrong with it myself, but that's just me. I'm not a big Les Paul person, but I mean, if I could put a Floyd in one, I would. Yeah.
Yes.
Very nice. Very nice. Who's next? Anybody else got a guitar they want to show? Feel free.
I could do this all night, Joe.
Yeah, we could keep going.
We can keep going.
Mine are pretty well stocked, so I mean,
Yeah,
I think the ones that Jimmy builds are a lot cooler to look at because you don't see them every day. Like I said, mine.
Yeah.
CLS Paul Custom anytime you
Let me
don't see
see.
on a Martin.
Let me go back to Mr. Biter over here. Let me see if I can.
So
There we go. There you go, sir. Ooh.
back in the late '80s,
Yes, sir.
the guitar place that I would frequent is they had an Ibanez Radius hanging on the wall, and I was like, those are pretty sick guitars, mostly because of this body shape.
God, that looks so good, man. Damn.
It's like a Satriani body kind of.
Yeah, we talked about
Well,
that.
that's where the Satriani model came from. Originated was the Radius.
Right.
Oh, wow.
And I wish I preferred the Radius over the JS. I got nothing against the JS. I own one.
Right.
But I'm not really, a Fenderish, C-type kind of guy when it comes to the neck profile.
Right.
And I, wish that Ibanez would just build a 2 humbucker guitar with a wizard neck with a 16-inch radius. Now they did for a minute, and it was the Radius LTD, but it had a middle pickup. And I am not a fan of HSH.
Me
it
neither.
Just never sounds right.
Me neither.
And so this one's, I don't know, I maybe put this one together, 3 years ago. Just buying parts. It's like, well, I guess if Ibanez isn't going to do it, then I'll just do it myself. And so, these shark fin inlay necks are very, very difficult to track down. And when you find one, you're paying through the nose for them.
Wow.
But, it's something that I want. And, and there again, that this is a 91. So everything on here is from a 91. The neck,
there
the
we
body,
go.
and the original edge.
Nice.
But you would think that these super thin necks that they were making would just be, a headache. You're constantly adjusting, and that's not, it's not the case. As I own quite a few of these wizard necks, and they just don't move. It's like, how can they not move? It's like a toothpick. And they're just solid. There's no carbon graphite reinforcement rods. There's nothing. It's just, it's just a standard neck. And the things just, they're solid, and I love them. They just fit. A lot of people complain. It's like, oh, the thin neck, it cramps my hand. It's like, not me.
No.
It's like, I love them.
Yeah,
they're great. They're great, man. If anything gets me, it's not so much the thickness, but the width. If something's too thin for me and you go to pull off, where you kind of slip the high E or the low E off the neck, yeah. Dang. Beautiful.
Man, that is slick, man.
So I found this body on eBay, and I had the intention was to strip it and do something else because from the pictures it's like it looks kind of sketchy, and then I actually got the guitar and I put it together and I was like, you know what, this is actually kind of bitchin'.
Yeah, I like it.
It's nice colors. It's purple.
Yeah, I love it.
It's beautiful.
There you go.
Some kind of sparkly, whiny color, and I was like, well, okay, yeah. So This is the way it stays. I mean, the thing's super low action. It's almost too low.
Wow.
It's ridiculously low. I think because I don't use gauges or anything. I just kind of go by feel. But when I do measure it, it's just on the first string at the 12th fret. I try to keep it at 1 millimeter, and then 1.5 on the 6th string. So this one's set up at its 0.75 millimeter on the first string, and it's just like, I mean,
Yeah, nice, man.
It plays so stinking good.
Nice.
There, but Seymour Duncan custom DiMarzio PEF Joe.
Okay.
The PEF Joe has a Seymour Duncan triple shot.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know what that is, so it's got a little circuit board, and you take the wires from your pickup and you solder them to the little circuit board, and then it sticks to the back of the pickup. And then it's wired so that it's got two little switches right here. So when they're both towards the center, it's full humbucker. And then you can basically just select what coil you want on. So if I push that down, lower coil, push this one up, upper coil, and if you push them both outwards, then it turns the pickup into parallel.
Wow.
And it's, when you're playing, you could be, just rhythm playing, and then, I want to do a lead, and your hand is right there, and you just hit that, and you can go
How
full
about that?
humbucker, and it's like a boost. And you're not reaching down here. It's like, I gotta pull.
Oh,
I've never
yeah.
heard of that before. That seems a lot
Yeah, I hadn't either,
better
yeah.
than push pull pots.
And but I love them. I mean, it's like, it seemed kind of gimmicky at first, and then so I just bought one just to try it, and I was like, oh, hey, these are great. I mean, you can do other things with them. I mean, you can do, out of phase. You just have to, rewire some stuff in there, and there are diagrams
Right.
for it. But I mean, it gives you a lot of options with it. But I mean,
That's cool.
a lot of times I'm just, if I'm doing single coil, I'm using this lower coil, the slug coil.
Yeah.
I take that back. This guitar has a Air Norton in it because I needed one, because Air Norton to me, I mean, that's what, you get those really smooth, sustainy leads
Yeah.
with that, and that Air Norton pickup's just, excels at doing that. Just high gain, and the notes will just sing forever.
Nice.
Great pickup. And then basically the only Seymour Duncan pickup that I really like is the custom.
Yeah. Headstock Harem makes an interesting comment. He says, I like the thin Ibanez necks as well also, but I have seen cracks on the back of the neck where the nut attaches.
Yep. Some of them tend to do that, but they really only do that is when is either when you misuse them, or just, it's like, oh yeah, well I moved from, Montana where the average humidity is 30%, and I
Right.
and I moved to wherever, and the humidity is now 80%.
Right.
Or
Florida.
sat in a wet basement, or is all the ones I have, no cracks
Right.
on them.
Yeah.
But, if you keep them in the in the proper conditions, or don't allow extreme changes, whether in temperature or humidity, they're never going to break.
Right. Interesting. Yeah.
I think Ibanez kind of fixed that problem. I have a couple of the newer Genesis guitars, and they're 6-piece necks. They're a wizard profile, but they'll have like a walnut, just a couple strips
Yep.
in there. I think that adds to the overall strength. So,
They're 5-piece necks now.
yes.
Very nice. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm learning all kind of stuff tonight.
I am really.
I am. Mr. Riker, do you have a guitar you on the show? I can.
I mean, we can look at it.
Okay, let me present you, sir.
Got
There you
this.
go.
Got this
Oh, elevation.
old uncomfortable thing here.
Uncomfortable. It says.
Not even
Put it in
purple.
your lap like this, and
Yeah, I don't know. Not,
I love the
everybody
color though. The color's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah, it looks great.
Nice, man.
I put it up against the wall, and that's where it sits until today.
Oh, okay.
I
Wow.
actually like it though a lot.
I do. I think it's cool.
Ovation,
Yeah.
they're great.
Yeah,
I haven't seen one of those in years.
it's got the electronic, the whole ovation thing.
Yeah.
They're fun.
That's cool. That's cool, man.
It's just a celebrity. Got it.
Yeah.
Got
I had
it.
one of those years ago, except it was just a standard brown color. Yeah.
I had
Got
a buddy in high school that had an applause, which
Oh
Ovation
God, I
made
had one of
back then.
those.
and it
Yeah.
had an aluminum neck on it. It was
Oh,
the
weird.
best thing, and I have never
What?
seen another one. But yeah,
I've
the
never
prep for the
seen
neck's
that.
aluminum.
Such a
You used to
low-grade
see
guitar.
those
Wow.
all over MTV. You'd see Hart playing them and Jimmy Page
Oh yeah.
back
Yeah.
in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, they were everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everywhere. Great guitar, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Hey,
used to
they're-
have a couple of those. Yeah.
They have their own thing. I never got to mess with the neck. I mean, it's
Right.
just kind of nice.
That is cool. Really awesome, man.
Something different.
It is. Yeah. But I mean, if somebody, let's see, somebody asked me how many acoustics I had, I got 2,
Same. I got
and
two.
I don't
Ew.
never touch them. I
Well,
never touch
I
'em.
have three. I have three. I lied.
Yep, 3.
I have 2 acoustics, 1 bass, and it's just an old Squire bass that I got as a gift. I mean, it still works great. It's just I use it when I have to, but I'm not a bass player. I'm always using it like a guitar. I'm playing it with a pick, and man, the people are like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Dude, that's just how I play bass. I'm not a bass player." But people lose their crap over that. I'm like, "Calm down, man.
F those guys.
It's just me here, you know."
I got a-
opinions in music.
I got a Martin Triple O. That Ovation, and I got a Alvarez, like a cheapy Alvarez acoustic.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Yeah, I got a
what
Washburn
is it?
12-string and a Dean acoustic. That's it. And man, I ain't touched those guitars in years.
I'm wrong again. I got an Ovation 12 string. I got 4. Never mind.
Okay.
Jesus. Yeah. So yeah, I forgot I had.
12-string D'Angelico that I got when I worked in New York. That is a Martin D28E
Nice.
modern deluxe.
Nice.
And then
Awesome guitar.
I have a old Yamaha, which is actually at my father-in-law's in South Carolina now.
Oh,
He's trying to pick it up, so he's holding
Oh.
to that one.
okay. Man, that's cool. I actually have, speaking of guitars and guitar stores and guitar showcase, there's a video that actually Andrew made for me. It was before Christmas, and I meant to upload it on here, and I just kept forgetting and forgetting and forgetting. So I'm going to show this, and this is a great, a quick way to take like a quick 2-and-2 break. If anybody needs to get up and do anything, restroom break or something, it's this is a great way for that. So here we go. We'll be back in 2-and-2. This is a great little Guitar Center video. Compliments of Mr. Andrew Knox. Great video from Mr. Andrew Knox, man.
Cool.
Very
Thanks
cool.
for that, brother. Thanks for that.
Just another
Do you-
good day in Gainesville.
Do you?
Man, they got so much variety in that one. Jeez,
Ain't it, Larry? It's better than the one here, isn't it, man?
what the heck?
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
The one here is nothing like what
Wow.
Andrew's experiencing down there. The one here is sad.
Oh, we got a bunch of dirty squires.
We got them too. I just didn't film those. Everybody's seen those.
Yeah.
That's all we got.
Right.
Oh man.
A bunch of dirty squires missing parts.
Yeah.
Who steals squire parts?
Locking screws missing, strings broke. It's like, hey man, has anybody got an Allen wrench? And people look at you like, who? Who's Allen? I'm like, never mind, man. God dang. God almighty. But Andrew, does any of the same people still work there? Or like when you went back the second time? Or
The first time I worked there, I was a daytime employee, so I worked 5 days a week, 9 to 5, or 8 to 5 or whatever. And the store manager and my ops manager, they're still there.
okay.
When I went for the seasonal that I worked this Christmas season, I was only there for about 2 weeks, but I worked nights, and I mean I didn't even know any of them. I mean they could have been, but it was a lot younger crowd, and
Right.
I just didn't jive with them all that much, and I was still working my day job, so it was just
Right.
a little too much for me to get off work, come home.
Oh man, I know
go
that feeling.
Go to Guitar Center.
Been there and done
It
that.
wasn't that great of money, and for it to be Christmas time, it was pretty dead in there too. So
Really?
yeah, so I just kind of bowed out. It just wasn't worth my time to go all
It's
the way
not,
down there and not get a whole lot out of it.
The reason I asked about the faces and the people is because the few times I get to go to the Guitar Center in town here, it's every time I go, there's different people,
Yeah.
different faces. I'm like, God, I don't know none of these people.
Well, I mean,
you know?
this is a college town, so I mean, there's a lot of turnover everywhere. So I mean, they
Right.
do have a lot of turnover, but I mean, kids are moving back and forth from
Oh, yeah.
to go to school.
Yeah. Metalhead Hippie, what's up, man?
Go ahead.
So
What's up, my friend? Thank you
What's
for
up, Jeff?
jumping in, dude. Thank you so much. Mr. Riker, have you been to the Guitar Center lately? Here in Greenville?
no, I haven't. I can't.
I haven't. I think the last time I was there is when you and I went. I think that was the last time I was there.
I've been since, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
I
I
don't
just
know. I just
I
walk
just-
through once in a while.
I go there once in a blue moon, but mainly I just have stuff delivered to the house. It's just easier for me.
I went and got strings for this. That's what I did.
That's all I've
Yeah.
got. I go for strings. That's it.
Right.
And I-
Right.
No.
Oh,
I mean, it's-
Quentin.
What's up, Quentin? How you doing, man?
No.
How you doing, bud? Ain't seen you in a long time. Hope you're doing well, sir.
I don't know how it is for y'all, Joe, but I don't know if it's just the area, but here in Florida, the used stuff that comes in, I have seen some crazy vintage stuff, like 60s Les
Oh.
Pauls, 60s Fenders.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
we had
Wow.
we had like a 1921 Gibson acoustic come in that was, I mean, looked beautiful. I'll send pics at some point, but I mean,
Wow,
I was
we
just
don't get- we
amazed.
don't get none of that down here, man.
Yeah, I was just amazed at the type of stuff that comes through there. And I mean,
How
it's
do-
a small store,
What
How do
part
they
of
va-
Florida?
Gainesville.
How do they verify
more
this
central.
stuff? You see, the verification is in the computer. I mean, like you see,
Uh,
you say you got these young guys working there at night.
Well, if it's vintage, then they actually have a vintage team that you have to email pictures of serial numbers, pot codes, and all
they
that.
check
kind
it
of
out.
stuff.
Okay,
Date
so it's
it.
legit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh.
I get
Wait a
nervous.
minute.
There's so much fake Chinese stuff now that's done
Oh, yeah.
so well. I'm kind of scared to buy.
Oh,
Sometimes I'm scared to jump on things.
Yeah, if you take something vintage like that in there, you're probably not going to get an offer soon. I mean, at the most, if you bring it in the morning, they might call you back in the afternoon to tell you what they can do because they go that in depth into it as far as pictures and everything.
Wow. Edwin Crane, he says, last year for Greenville Guitar Center. Now, you got something to back that up, Edwin? Or is that... I ain't heard nothing about that, but I'm out of the loop anyway. You heard that, Larry?
No.
Are they leaving? I need
Edwin,
to look into that.
Is Edwin from the area?
Yeah, Edwin's he's in Anderson. He's not far from here.
Get out of here, Edwin.
So I don't know if he's just saying that or if he's being for real. I don't know.
Oh, we got to...
If you wanted our attention, you got it. So
Yeah.
because I'm not being funny by saying that. The reason I do say that is because I'm shocked that Greenville Guitar Center's lasted this long. I mean, that's why I'm saying that, because back in the day, man, they were hopping, and then this past no joke, this past 8 years or something, it's been bad.
Well, I was kind of thinking about Gainesville as well, because we actually have one in Ocala, which is maybe 40 minutes from here.
Yeah,
It's bigger and has a lot better gear in it. I guess they sell more gear, so they get better gear. But I mean, they have a couple Murphy Labs and stuff like that, so they have some big money gear in there, and it's not far. So I was kind of worrying about that with Gainesville as well.
yeah. I've been curious about that with the Greenville location, because it's just, I don't know, man. Like I said, the last time, I don't go enough to really keep up with it, but the last time I went I met Larry Riker there, and it looked good in there. The last time I was there, it was stocked up, things looked good.
Yeah.
But there's been plenty of times I've been in there and it was just, you can't get no help. Selection is bad, and it's just stuff stuff needs to be cleaned, man, and tuned. And but hell, we're talking about Guitar Center. Come on, man.
It's small. It's a small one. It's uncomfortable.
It is small.
You know, it's
ours
it's
is
tiny.
Ours is maybe not that small. I think I've seen it, but I mean, ours is still in a strip mall. So, I mean, it's not a big standalone store or anything like that.
Oh, I thought it was a standalone store. Oh.
Nah, it's right beside an H&R Block, and I think there's a Joanne Fabrics or something.
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah. Yeah, ours is next to some kind of pottery barn or something, or in a bookstore, and I don't know. It's just
A trampoline place.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come
Yeah,
on in here, you tramp. You do what? Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I haven't been there in a long time. But Larry, we need to meet up there again sometime, man.
Yeah, before it closes, huh? Maybe.
Yeah. According to Edwin, it's gonna be gone.
You're talking about the trampoline place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That place will outlast.
You know
Guitar
why
Center.
you go to the trampoline place, right?
Yeah.
I've been in there. That trampoline place is awesome.
Oh my God.
They need to give some square footage to Guitar Center. Jeez. That place is a closet. It's the smallest one I've ever been in.
R2, you're right. He said, if you worked at Guitar Center, would you want to play and set up all the guitars in the store? Just curious. I would, because when I go there, it drives me crazy that nothing is set up and tuned. And I'm like,
Well, with that,
yeah,
also,
please explain
like
that.
you got all the kids that come in and drop tune everything, so you could set everything up, and then an hour later it's got done. But I worked in operations, so I worked in the back, so I
Okay.
just shipped stuff. So I mean, it was my job to detune everything and put it in a case and send it off. But no, I mean, it's every kid in there is like taking something with a Floyd Rose and dropping it to C. And just knocking it all out of whack, and
I
then
didn't think about that.
it doesn't work, and so they hang it back up and leave.
It's going to happen again tomorrow after Jimmy's show.
That's true, man. I was sitting there and that low E is down to D or something. I'm like, what the hell happened here? But,
Yeah, the trim's diving into the body like that.
yeah.
Does the environment at Guitar Center allow the workers to go around and do that kind of thing?
I'm going to say no, but
As far as tuning, yeah, they could do that if they wanted to. They're not going.
Do they give you time to go? Like if somebody wanted to give a crap about guitars, they'll let you.
Yeah, but when it comes to doing any kind of work like strings or anything like that, it has to be the repair tech.
that's what blows my mind. It has to be that
he has
guy.
he has to put in like a ticket for it and then say
ticket.
what he's doing. Yeah, I mean it's just
Wow.
like just like everywhere else. But if he uses one of the little strings from the store, he's got to take inventory of that and do all
Everything
that
has to be accounted for. Yeah.
That's crazy. It's
So just an average, no pun intended, Joe that works there, he's not allowed to mess with it and tune it or set it up. The
He can
guitar,
tune it. Yeah, he can tune it.
but
That's
the
it.
but the tech on call has to do all the other. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Wow, man, that's crazy.
Supposed to. I mean, sometimes I would just do it because there was nothing else to do. But I mean,
Right.
I'll seasonal help. I don't care.
Are you changing strings? You're fired.
Yeah.
How
Are you
dare
trying to
you
help
make a
that
guitar
guitar?
better?
See y'all later.
Yeah. Get out of here.
Those have only been rusted for 3 weeks.
Those aren't coated.
Get
Yeah.
out. Get out.
We probably have a good 12 to 15 guitar centers here in Southern California. And it's pretty interesting how one store can just vary huge from one. I mean, you go to a more wealthier community, more affluent, you're going to see like a higher end stuff versus you're more in a blue collar area or something. You're going to see more of the Squires and Epiphones and stuff. It's just all over the map over here. So,
Wow.
It makes sense.
What part of Southern California are you in?
Mitchell's.
yeah, so I'm in Corona.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
I
where
live-
Fender.
I live
You're,
there.
Fender something there, right?
Yeah.
that's where
Yeah,
Fender
I'm
is.
just about 3 miles north of the factory there. So
I'd have
used to
no-
go down there and see tours and everything. It's pretty awesome.
That is cool, man.
I'd be broke.
I have an interesting story about this guitar.
Yeah,
yeah,
go
right. So I don't know if you guys. I kind of call this my celebrity guitar, but this is a G&L
Nice.
Doheny.
Yeah.
So a lot of 50s kind or 60s surf rock stuff. I changed the pickups. These are actually humbuckers in here.
Nice.
They had some really kind of weak soap bar single coils, and I put these custom humbuckers in here that are like a PAF. It's a company out of Pittsburgh called Revell Pickups. It's I think the guy's a veteran, and he just it's a one-man setup. But I wound up getting this on Reverb, and I drove down to San Diego. And it turned out the guy that was selling it to me was one of the actors from Breaking Bad.
What?
Yeah, his name is Jesse Plemons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
redheaded guy. But I just kind of like double taked. I go,
Wow.
I thought, man, what's this guy, this big actor, walking out and selling me a guitar, in his driveway. So we got to talking a little bit. I guess he's a guitar player. He's originally from Texas, but I think he's got home, out here in California as well. So, but he just said he never played it. He's just always working and on set. So he gave it to me for a fair price. I think I picked this up for about $900. So
If I'm thinking of the right actor, I want to say, if it's who I'm thinking of on the show, his character's name was Ted, I think, on Breaking Bad.
was it Ted or Todd? It was
It's
something.
Todd. It was Todd.
Todd.
You're right. Todd.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Todd. That's it. Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
But-
is so cool that you got that from him. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, I had to double take. I mean, for a bit, I thought maybe he had a twin somewhere out there, but sure enough, it was him, man. I couldn't believe it. It's funny how you kind of run into people, with the movies and stuff being out here, and you just might see them, in the mall one day or at the grocery store. It's kind of funny how that works.
That is wild. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I worked in Manhattan for 2 years, so yeah, I installed art, so I would
Okay.
go to these people's homes and I was putting up Warhols and $30 million apartments and stuff
Good
in Manhattan.
Lord.
It was crazy, but I met a few people.
Yeah.
I ain't met nobody.
There's famous and there's infamous.
Yeah.
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 I don't meet nobody. Let me go back to Mr. Biter over here. Let's see. Whoops! It jumped on me. I'm sorry.
I put you.
Andrew
There we
Biter, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go. What you got there, my friend?
So this is a Matsumoku guitar,
Okay.
and so this is serial number dates it as 1983. And if you try to Google this particular guitar, you may come up with maybe 3 or 4 pictures. Yeah, maybe an acoustic and some piece of junk from the 60s.
Yeah.
And then maybe something similar to this. And I've tried to research this guitar and see what market this was going to, and I just keep coming to a dead end every time. And so I just gave up because the guitar is fabulous. And I got this guitar, oh boy, probably like 17 years ago on eBay.
Wow.
And paid $175 for it.
What?
Wow.
And when I got it, I was like, the guitar's heavy.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's thin. It's not as thin, or it's not as thick as a Les Paul. It's considerably thinner.
Right.
So, but this is a solid piece of maple.
Wow.
I mean, it is hard. This thing weighs 11 pounds.
Good God.
Jeez,
a
my Les
man's
Paul
guitar.
weighs mine.
And mahogany neck. I installed Graph Tech ratio locking tuners on it because
Nice.
they're the best.
They're the best.
Wow.
Agree.
The bridge and the tailpiece are stock because it's nice hardened steel.
Yeah.
So I did a little bit of modifications because I'm not really a fan of the selector switch being up here. So I just replaced it with a latching kill switch.
Oh.
You can still do the dit stuff
Yeah.
with it, but then you can latch it and just shut it off. So the pickup selector's down here, and then it's got coil splits, push coil split,
Nice.
and fabulous guitar. I mean, it's so great. You know, it's got some weird little brown spot here on the 7th. The 9th fret marker looks like it's brown, but I mean it almost looks like pretty similar to that Les Paul looking thing you got up against the wall there, Andrew.
Yeah.
But I played the hell out of this thing. Once again, it's got DiMarzio Evo 2, PAF Joe
Nice.
pickup in it, and it's just, I mean, the neck on it, it's kind of like the 60s Les Paul.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Neck profile on it, 12-inch radius. I did my own. I made this is the nut is from a deer femur.
Wow.
I got
Got
bored.
the source in his own bone for his nuts.
Oh no.
Oh no.
But this is one of those guitars that'll always be with me because it's great.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's such a great guitar, and it's like it's just even back then Japan was making great guitars.
Nice.
Absolutely.
I mean, it is a bolt-on.
That's okay.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It sounds so. It sounds and plays so stinking good.
I bet so. I couldn't stand long with that around my neck. It being 10 pounds, it would. After 2 back surgeries, I couldn't play it long.
Yeah, and I get that. And I love heavy guitars.
Oh, okay.
I love. It just feels like I've got something on.
Yeah.
It's like I can feel it.
Slap it on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nice.
So
man.
this one currently is drop tuned, drop C for tomorrow.
That'll be played tomorrow. Yeah.
I've got 4 different guitars for tomorrow set up for drop C.
My goodness.
Look out, Guitar Center.
Yeah. My Guitar Center.
I wouldn't mind Jimmy coming in to do it because he'd do it right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
I spent 6 years living in Kansas City, and I was a frequent person in the Guitar Center in Lenexa.
Okay.
And I would just bring my own tools liked it. I
There
mean,
you
because
go.
you go into Guitar Center and you pick up a guitar, and it's like, oh, I'm interested. And then you try to play it, and it's like, well, how can I tell if I like the guitar or not? Because I literally can't play the damn thing.
There you go.
So
There you go.
I just bring wrenches and I just bring all the tools and I'd set them up right there.
And
I would go into their-
they
I'd
didn't
go
say
into their
nothing?
No. What are they? I was in there so much.
You pay minimum wage. They
that-
don't care, Joe.
And I was a paying customer a lot of times. Their used section. I bought so much stuff out of their used section.
Yeah.
And then I would just go into their, into the high dollar room and shut the door and then just
Yeah.
work on the guitar and then go back out and try it. And
They're like, hey,
what
you
are
want a
gonna-
job?
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna get mad at me for making one of your products that you're trying to sell better?
Yeah.
They don't give a shit.
They didn't need to pay him. They loved him.
Probably
Hey, come
just
back
as
here.
long as you're not relicking the guitars, it's probably
Yeah.
okay.
I bring some chains
probably
and a
wouldn't be bothered.
chainsaw blade.
Sander. What is that
They
guy
don't
doing?
care. They're like, hey, it's not mine. I don't care.
Yeah.
Every time he left the store, their sales would peak. They're like, oh, there's like 4 or 5 guitars sold out of nowhere.
This place, this place great.
This place is great.
Where did y'all get this? You see that guy walk into his car? Go get him. Offer him a job.
And even before I started bringing my tools, I would just go and they got a pretty decent return policy, and I was just like, okay, well,
Yeah.
the tech guy's too busy because he's the only one that they're going to allow him to mess with it, and it's like, so I'll just buy it, and then I'll set it up, play it, and then a lot of times the next day I was back, and it's like, yep, not going to work, get a refund.
Dang. Wow.
Yeah, my buddy Tim, the ops manager, I think he's only bought one guitar, but he'll keep it for 2 or 3 weeks, and he'll take it back, be like, no, I want something else, and he just keeps returning them.
Wow.
Well,
Golly.
might as well just use the system to your benefit.
Yeah.
Smart.
I'd get attached to it. I wouldn't want to give it up that quick. Man. Unless I just really didn't like it.
We have 45 days, and I mean, I think I feel like maybe 30 days might be a little short, but I mean, if you haven't bonded with a guitar in 45 days, then
Yeah, something's wrong. Yeah.
Oh, that's for everybody?
It only takes me about 45 minutes, if that long. So, I mean, I can pretty much make a decision pretty quick. Usually when I'm playing it at the store or something.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Joe. What are you talking about?
I don't either. I'm just blowing smoke, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. But
They're gonna cancel my card because I don't use it. They said.
Really?
Yeah, I was like,
They're going to cancel mine too then because
Wow.
I don't have no balance on it. It's zero,
Yeah.
and I have not used it.
I mean, I bought my 5150 amp on it like 3 years ago. I mean, that's not enough.
Wow.
I gotta keep buying.
They probably gonna shut mine down. I got it over a year ago, and I haven't even used it.
Yeah, I don't. I'm like, shut it down.
Probably a good thing because the interest rates are going sky high on those cards now.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
You used to get, 3 years no interest. Now you see them for like 18 to 25% interest on them. So
Yeah.
Here, I'll grab it too.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, we just don't have the population around here to support our guitar center.
Right.
Yeah.
There it is, R2.
R2.
Yeah.
I really like that, Jimmy.
And
I mean,
so
that's
this
that's
is
more my style,
the
and I
name on
love
this
how heavy it is.
It's a Dia.
Yeah, it's a looker.
DIA.
Oh, okay.
And I have searched for another one of these forever, and it's just like they don't exist anymore.
could you track it back to where in Japan they were making them? Like, was it like Fujijin or?
It's Matsumoku. So this plate on here, when it says steel adjustable neck,
Oh,
Okay,
the serial number is
Okay.
that's Matsumoku.
gotcha.
wow. Very nice. I had I want to share this with y'all, get y'all's opinion on it. I'm not going to do it, but I just thought it was kind of. At first, I thought it was a scam, but I actually called the guy today, and he answered, and I talked to him for a little bit, and he explained what the email was about. So, everybody's familiar with Z sounds, right? It's the
Yes.
sister
Yep.
company of American Musical Supply, if nobody's not familiar. But so I get an email from this guy from Z Sounds, and the first red flag was, instead of the title saying "Dear Joe," it just said, "Hope you're doing well today. Hello." And that was it. And I was like, well, this is a email blast they send to more than one person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it said that it was some kind of partner program. They want to know if I wanted to be affiliated with it and get involved with it, this and that. And I've got stuff like that from places before, but it was for real, like, cheap products, man. Stuff I wouldn't waste my time on. It just wouldn't, you know. And so I was like, the guy had his phone number on there, and so I said, well, I'm going to call him. Let's see if he answers. And the first time I called, it went to voicemail. I waited about 30 minutes and called back. He answered. And I talked to him. His name was Billy. He's really nice, really nice. Basically, to put in a nutshell, it's if I were to be interested in this, they would send, if I wanted whatever product they had, they would send it to me. I'd review it. And I think he said you have up to, I can't remember how many days, like it's 60 or 90 days, and then return it. They'll send you a return label. You send it back, yada, yada, yada. He said, or if you want to keep it, you'll get 18% off the price. And I was like, 18%? I was like, no, man. So, but the thing is, the reason I'm not doing something like that is, number one, this is not a review channel. I don't do stuff like that. And number two, I just don't have the time to break stuff out, check it out, box it back up, go drop it off somewhere. Man, I'm always at work. I'm always hustling in that big rig, so I don't have time to do it. But I just wanted to see if it was legit. Now, I told y'all that to tell you this. What do y'all think about that? Do y'all think that's something that's, for your own opinions, looking into, or do you think it's just something that you would not be interested in?
I think it's the way it works with a lot of the channels, right? That they send it to them and they send it back.
Yeah.
That sounds legit. That's kind of normal.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was legit. I was legit. And I was like, I don't really review gear, man. I like to be able to. My problem is, I would get something and I'd be like, oh, I don't want to send it back. I want to buy it. And I owe too much as it is now. So
Would you get to choose what you review, or did they just send you random stuff?
No, he said I could choose. He said whatever if we have it in stock and you want to review it, we'll send it to you, and then you can keep it for 60 days and then send it back. And
that's not bad.
The only thing I can think of remotely is like that is on Tone Talk. Mark Huzansky, he has an affiliate link with Sweetwater. So so if you basically say you had a Z Sounds down below and somebody clicked an affiliate link, you'd probably get a portion of that, traffic or something. They'd monitor it just to kind of see if it's boosting their sales or anything. So
he's
Crogley and Robert Baker and all them do that too.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people out there doing a lot more channels, a lot bigger than me that's doing that. Which I thought it was cool that they reached out, but I was like, man, I don't have time to do all that. I
hear you.
Is there a? Do you have to make so many videos per? I mean, could you just say, hey, I want to see like 4 things a year? Like I'm interested in that. Like I want to get it because I might want to buy it myself. Like 3-4 things a year. I mean,
I didn't get that far with it.
Might not, that might be doable.
I mean, yeah, I got all this other stuff I'm paying on, man. I'm just
don't buy it. Send it back.
He can't do that, Larry. He told us he can't do that.
I can't. It's too much of a trap for me. I'll be like, well, let me keep that. Okay, send something else, and then I'm in the doghouse even longer. So I just need to stay away from it. But I thought it was cool. I thought it was interesting, and it's funny. I let the guy say his piece and all, and I felt like I was talking to a car salesman. I was like, man, there's got to be something in it for these guys, or they wouldn't be, trying to reach out to channels. Because I asked him, I said, how many of these emails did you send out? I said, because I noticed you didn't put my name on it. You just said, hey, how are you doing? He said, we sent you and 4 other guys. I said, how'd you come across my channel? He goes, we just stay in here at the office all day and search guitar channels on YouTube. So at least mine came up somehow or another. And I was like, well, that's cool, but. Bonus. And I said, okay, man, it's good talking. I talked to him about 20 minutes. Well, actually, he did most of the talking. like I said, I thought I was talking to a car salesman for a minute, but he was really polite and all that. So I got off the phone with him and went and done my running around and did my errands for the day. And then I guess it was around 4 o'clock, my time, 4 o'clock. I get a text message, and I looked, and I didn't recognize the number. I was like, who the hell is this from? And it was that dude. And he went, hey, Joe, just wanted to say, go ahead and reply to that email so I can get stuff ready for you. But no pressure. Take your time, but I just want to let you know we're here for you. And I thought, oh, come on, man. Please don't burn my phone up.
Well, I feel like they get commission on how many people they can get to do that. Plus,
Exactly.
Most people are like you, Joe. They get something cool sent to their house, and they don't send it back. They'll figure out how to get it. I'm that way. That's why that's a bad idea for me, because I'm gonna keep all of it. I'm just gonna do that. That's what
me too. That's why I'm staying away from it. Yeah.
So they probably get something out of that.
I mean, if they sent the return label with it, and you could just call UPS and say, "Come pick it up."
Yeah, he said when you're ready to send it back, just let us know. Send me an email, and I'll send you a label. And I thought, I said, nah, man. I said, nah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I got enough toys right now. Good Lord.
If they make it easy to ship, my problem would be like having to go to a UPS center and dropping it off.
That's me. Because
that's
out of my way. I have to go a certain way to work, and if I go the UPS, it's going the complete opposite way, and I'm like, nah, I ain't doing all that.
I'd be like, I need 18% off on this Charvel USA.
18, give me 25%. We might talk, but
I'd be like,
give it a good review.
I chipped it. I dinged it. You want to give me 40% off?
Yeah, scratch and dent. There you go. All right, let's go back to Mr. Biter and see what he's got. We'll get ready to wrap this up. We're getting close to the 2-hour mark here. Yeah. All right, there you go, sir. Alrighty. Take it away. Beautiful.
So, this is a 1983 Ibanez AR-30.
Ooh, nice.
So, these things were only built for not even a year, and they didn't even make it into the catalog for 83. So they were in the sunburst color and black, and they originally came with the Super 70s pickups. Very, very bright pickups. I mean,
wow.
I almost think that they would be a single coil. So I took those pickups out because I don't really have a lot of use. Didn't have a lot of use for them, and when I say they're bright, is holy balls, they're bright.
Wow.
So wasn't really working with my rig. So I just took them out, and so now I've got a DiMarzio Steve Special and DiMarzio Liquefier. And these two pickups kind of banged around in the tub for, I don't know how long, and I couldn't really find a guitar that they were really working for me in, and so I just decided to throw them in this one, and for whatever reason they sound fabulous in this guitar.
Nice.
Is that a 25.5-inch scale or 24 and 3/4?
24 and 3/4.
Nice.
Set neck. So that this will be the guitar that I'll use tomorrow on OU812 for prepared song, because it kind of fits. It fits the look ish.
Yeah.
On there, but it's beat up. It's somebody did put a bigger jack plate on it. It looks like at one point somebody was running stereo stuff through it. It's got the harmonica type bridge.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I usually put locking tuners on everything that doesn't have them, but these tuners are like really, really good. Because I don't really tolerate if there's a lot of lash or slop in tuners, is I'll just take them off. I just don't have time for that. But it's got to have good tuning stability. But these tuners are excellent. So it's like, well, we're just leaving them. So it still has the writing's too small. I can't see it in my glasses. Ibanez, the ultimate expression of craftsmanship.
Nice.
Japan.
Very nice. Very cool.
Nice, man.
I don't know. I couldn't find out why they quit building them so quick. And I just figured that they were probably too good because this was supposed to be a more inexpensive guitar in that artist range. And I actually think they were too good because, I mean, this is granted, it's all beat to hell, but I don't care. It's, relicking.
Wow.
But
Character.
it's such a great guitar.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
Sure.
I mean, if you're not a Les Paul guy, I mean, you got good, upper fret access. I mean, look into the Ibanez artist guitars. And they were making those things all the way back, from the mid '70s, and still make them today. I mean, they're great guitars. But if you can find an older one, get a deal on an older one, man, get one because they're great guitars.
That's awesome, man.
It's got that. Probably again, it's like more like a '60s, Les Paul.
Yeah.
Back profile on it, 12-inch radius. I mean, good hardware. I mean, you may have to. So you had Super 70s, Super 80s, and a little bit different flavors. Like the 70s are like low wine, super bright. 80s a little hotter. It'd be good for like Foo Fighters or that kind of
Right.
stuff. Where it's
Right.
like super high gain, but kind of that bright type stuff. But yeah, it's I didn't know what to think when I got this, but I got a deal on it, and I was like, oh geez, this thing's great. She's not going anywhere.
There you go.
Beauty.
On there, so,
Beautiful.
I mean,
Very awesome, man. Very awesome. All right, guys, it's almost 2-hour mark. I need to get out of this chair. My back is killing me. And I want to thank everybody for being here. Let me get the applause ready, folks. And a special shout out to our special guest this evening, Mr. Ted Fair. Made it here. Thank you very much,
Yes.
Mr. Fair, for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Oh, man.
Nice having you, Ted.
I'm glad you got your stuff worked out at the last minute. Very cool.
Yeah.
Me
That's
too,
very
man.
cool. Yeah,
Cool
man.
guitars too, man.
Yeah, beautiful
Thank you.
guitars. And
very nice.
Mr. Jimmy Biter, man, thank you very much for being here, sir.
Very cool, Jimmy.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
nice
your
guitars.
guitars.
Meet
too,
you
man.
guys.
Very, very nice, man.
Yeah, hopefully
Check
Joe will
out
ask me on again, and we can just nerd out.
Oh, man, yeah.
Sure.
It's my favorite
Check out
thing
on
to do.
OU812 also.
That's right. Check out Ryan's channel, OU812. Jimmy will be on there tomorrow jamming out with a
along
fellow
with
co-host. Awesome.
R2, R3, lock and
That's
nut.
right. Very cool.
Very
And
cool.
co-host Andrew Knox. Andrew Knox, thank you for being here, man. I see he's got his interface
pleasure,
up and
Andrew.
running, got his mic going. He's ready to rock now.
Yeah.
Very-
Old man can learn new tricks.
That's right. And Mr. Larry Riker. Thank you, Larry, for
night,
being
Larry.
here as well. Thank y'all, everybody.
Great
man.
hanging with
It's
you.
Thank you.
such a wonderful time here. I had such a great time. Thank you to everybody in the chat who commented. And if you watch this on the replay, we hope you enjoy it. Please give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not subscribed to the Joe Wentz Project TV here on YouTube. We'd love to see you again. Until next time, my name's Joe. Thank you, everybody. God bless. Take care. Be safe. Keep rocking. See you later. Bye-bye.
She came in and sat down right in front of me. She picked up a glass of wine as I took